Hello, everybody. Welcome to my podcast. As you know, the title of this podcast is Let's Talk. So we're going to be talking about so many different ranges of topic. And today, let's talk about being a first-time manager. Isn't that exciting? I know a lot of people, after you've worked so much in an organization or you've perfected your career, you've perfected your skill set, one of the ways you know that you become an authority in the field is eventually you're a manager. And I'm so excited for you. And we know that being a manager is different from being in operation or being just on the ground level. When you're the ground level, you look up to people for decision making. But now that you're in position as a manager, everybody look up to you for answers. So today, I'm going to be talking about 6 things that you need to have at the back of your mind now that you're a manager. The first one, learn everything. I cannot overemphasize that enough. When you get into a new program as a manager, everybody's looking up to you for answers. And there is nothing more disappointing than having a manager who doesn't even know what he or she is talking about. I'm telling you, that is the first recipe for disaster. So as a manager, now is an opportunity for you to go deeper into the program, go deeper into the culture of the organization, understand what you're talking about, so that way your team can trust your decision-making processes. And the second we're going to be talking about today is setting expectations. As we all know, it is always good to set the right expectations on every program. When you set the right expectations, you know what the deliverables are, and you know what the deliverables are not. Because when you set expectation on your program, it gives the people on your team, your subordinates, to understand what the deliverables are, what to deliver, and how to deliver those things. This is definitely going to help them when it comes to what you expect at the end of the day. When you set expectations, that way they can align themselves alongside with the goals of the team. And that brings me to the third one. Team strength and weaknesses. Every team has different people, and it is always going to be wrong if you have to judge the strength of a fish based on its inability to fly. We're always going to judge the fish wrong. So on your program today, you will discover that you have people that are introverts and you have people that are extroverts. You have people that love working in groups and you have people that love working on their own. It is your job as a manager right now to understand what works for each individual on your program, what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are. When you're able to understand individual strengths and individual weaknesses, these give you an opportunity to be able to tailor the career goals and tailor projects and decision making based on individuals. However, if you have just one procedure, one solution fits all kind of policy, that, my friend, is a recipe for disaster. And you don't want to find yourself in that kind of position. And also that brings me to career goals. When you inherit a team, it is understandable. Team trust might have been broken by previous managers. People are coming from different positions in their career where their trust has been abused or their hard work has been neglected or unrewarded. Now, as a first-time manager, obviously there's that cloud over your head anyway. Oh, she is a first-time manager. He's a first-time manager. I doubt if a manager knows what he or she is talking about. Now, it is a job as a manager. I cannot overemphasize this enough in this podcast. It is a job to build trust. Build trust with the people on your program. Building trust comes with open communications. And when you're able to help the people on your program to identify what their strengths are, what their career goals are, how you can help him, how you can step in order for them to be able to achieve the goals they have for themselves. Because one thing you have to understand is this, even though these people right now, they're on your program, they are also trying to build their way up the ladder. They want to make sure that when it's time for a promotion cycle or review cycle, their hard work is being rewarded. Until you're able to have that open-handed communications, you, my friend, you're just going to be struggling. And that is not the way you want to start your managerial career. And that brings me to my last point, which is create a communication culture. For me as a person over the years, I have discovered that one of the main challenges many first-time managers have is their inability to fluently and expressively express themselves on what they're trying to talk about, what the goal is. The moment you're able to create a communication culture on your program, it's definitely going to help. You will realize that 50% of the work is already done. And when I talk about having a culture of communication, essentially, part of the things I'm talking about is that you should be open to feedback from your team. Let them be able to tell you what you're doing wrong or what you can do better or what you're doing right in any situation. The same way you look up to them to be able to tell them what they're doing right and what they're not doing right. So these are the points I want to share with you today. But like I always say, discover what works for you as a manager and go out there and do amazing things. My name is Wale Ayantoye, and thank you for listening.